Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Magic. Amid the thunder of the stage at BTS, there was one quiet moment that somehow echoed the loudest. When Jimin and Jungkook sat side by side, and then slowly leaned closer to each other. No words, no drama, just a few seconds that made thousands of people hold their breath. What did we really witness? A coincidence? Or a comfort too real to hide? In this video, we're going to break down the subtle details that might have gone unnoticed. Because sometimes, body language speaks more honestly than words ever could. Between the roaring stage, the blinding lights, and thousands of eyes watching their every move, there was a small moment that felt unexpectedly powerful. Jimin and Jungkook were sitting next to each other. No big announcement, no dramatic music in the background. Just two figures long accustomed to living under the spotlight. Then, without any cue, they leaned closer. Their heads moved slowly. The distance between their faces narrowed until only a few centimeters remained. Close enough that many who witnessed it instinctively held their breath, as if something was about to happen. But that's not what made the moment linger. They didn't just move quickly and pull away. They stayed there, for a few seconds that felt far longer than time usually allows. And in that closeness, they smiled. It wasn't an awkward smile. It wasn't a smile forced for the camera. There was calmness in it, a visible sense of comfort radiating through their body language. The world around them seemed to blur, leaving behind a small space that only the two of them understood. And that was where the real power of the moment lay, not in imagined sensations, but in the quiet ease they displayed. This interaction wasn't an isolated event. Longtime observers know that their closeness has never been a single, standalone moment. Jungkook has a consistent habit. He gravitates toward Jimin. He chooses to sit beside him even when there are other open spaces. He stands just a little closer than he does with others. He touches Jimin's arm while speaking, as if making sure the connection is real, physical, grounded, unbroken. And Jimin? He never looks surprised. He never appears to pull away. Quite the opposite. He welcomes it with a soft smile, warm eyes, and gestures that signal full acceptance. His gaze doesn't feel like a random reaction. There's depth in it, as though he understands the meaning behind every small touch and every subtle step closer. Their closeness feels natural because it never looks staged. There's no sense of performance, no exaggerated effort to capture attention. Just repeated habits of two people who are comfortable with each other. Their body language speaks louder than any words spoken in public ever could. Over time, their bond appears to have grown stronger. What began as simply being members of the same group evolved into something deeper. A connection built through years of sharing stages, endless rehearsals, industry pressure, and long journeys that were not always easy. They grew up together. They stumbled and rose together. They learned to understand each other in circumstances most people could never imagine. When Jungkook leaned in that close to Jimin, many saw it as a bold gesture. But beyond that, what stood out even more was trust. Not everyone is comfortable being within that kind of proximity without awkwardness. Not everyone is willing to show even the smallest form of affection in front of a public ready to interpret everything. But the trust between them seemed to dissolve those invisible boundaries. Of course, under such intense spotlight, rumors are never far away. At one point, stories circulated attempting to shape public opinion about Jungkook, claiming he was on a date, building narratives far removed from reality. In truth, the trip in question was part of his professional responsibilities as a global ambassador for a luxury watch brand. A clear and transparent work commitment. Rumors, however, share one trait. They spread faster than clarifications. Yet time has a way of restoring balance. The truth gradually surfaced, and the noise faded. What's interesting is that through it all, nothing noticeably changed in how Jungkook and Jimin treated each other. No sudden distance. No restrained gestures out of fear of misinterpretation. If anything, they remained the same, still seeking each other in a crowd, still standing side by side in meaningful moments. Jungkook's expression when he's near Jimin often carries a calmness that's difficult to conceal. There's a visible sense of security, a comfort that only appears when someone feels they are exactly where they're meant to be. Jimin shows it in his own way. He listens attentively when Jungkook speaks. He fixes Jungkook's outfit without hesitation. A small act that might go unnoticed, yet holds quiet significance. In high-pressure situations, they tend to stand closer to one another, as if physical presence alone is enough to provide emotional support. Many people search for grand, dramatic gestures as proof of closeness. But what makes their dynamic feel strong are the consistent little details. The way Jungkook slightly bends down to hear Jimin more clearly amid the noise. The way Jimin instinctively turns when he senses Jungkook approaching. The way their shoulders brush while sitting, without either of them making an effort to move away. All of it forms a pattern, and patterns can't be faked over time. There is something calm yet powerful in their dynamic. It's not about who is more dominant or who gives more attention. It's about balance, about giving each other space while still choosing to move closer, about remaining strong individuals who consciously stand side by side. In the end, what stands out most isn't the near touch of their foreheads. It isn't the rumors that once circulated. It's consistency. Consistency in the way they always seem to find each other in a crowd. Consistency in body language that doesn't change as time moves forward. Consistency in glances that reflect respect and care. In a fast-moving world filled with assumptions, closeness like that isn't easy to maintain. Yet Jimin and Jungkook show that a bond built on trust, respect, and shared experiences isn't easily shaken by outside noise. And perhaps that's why every small moment between them, including that quiet lean closer, feels so significant. Not because of drama, not because of speculation, but because of the calmness they display in the middle of chaos. A calmness that can only come from a relationship rooted in genuine comfort, maturity, and mutual understanding. Whatever people choose to see or interpret, one thing is undeniable. Whenever they stand side by side, there's a different kind of energy in the air. A small space that, even on a massive stage, still feels intimate. And as long as they continue choosing to stand next to each other, that connection will always find a way to be visible, without needing many words. In the end, it's not about how close the distance is, but how calm they are within that distance. Under a spotlight as immense as BTS, Jimin and Jungkook continue to show one consistent thing: comfort. And perhaps that's the hardest thing to fake. If you also feel that different energy whenever they're together, share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next Jikook Magic.